Hello indie game fans, in case you were not aware, the summer game showcases have begun, with quite a number of games big and small being shown off, so here are the indie games of interest from day 1. Well, technically not just day 1 since I've included games from the PlayStation State of Play last week, with other showcases including Summer Game Fest, Day of the Devs and the always entertaining Devolver Direct, where I have a huge bunch of these to get through, so let's get going. Let's begin with A Little to the Left, a puzzle game that triggers the OCD parts of my brain, where it is about sorting, stacking, and organizing things while watching out for a cat that may mess things up. We did get a wonderful heartfelt trailer as well, but this version does show off more of the gameplay, so look out for this later this year. I think that Devolver killed it once again with their presentation and selection of games, with the hilariously named Anger Foot being the title of interest, a first-person game with a kick mechanic, coming to us from developer Free Lives, who have one of the most varied and impressive back catalogues across genres, where the kicker at the end of this trailer is simply awesome. I've covered Animal Well on the channel before, where this is a gorgeous pixel art Metroidvania of interest, where it deservedly got its time in the spotlight. It has you playing as a little blob exploring a vast labyrinth, where it does not have direct combat, but you can deal with enemies using the environment, looking very different from whatever else is out there. Birth is a gorgeous hand-drawn adventure game which is a little bit dark since you're constructing a creature from the spare bones and organs that you find from around the city, where it seems that it has the potential to go really bad, but I do want to make note of the title of this game, which is very difficult to search for, so indie developers, please consider this when choosing a name. Another returning crowd favourite is Choo-Choo Charles, a first-person horror action title where you're exploring an island, searching for parts and resources to upgrade your train, all while avoiding the titular spider train which is horrifying, making this one for fans of the genre.
place to relax.
There have been a whole bunch of first-person escape room games in recent years, with Escape Academy being the latest of interest because it comes to us from people that actually designed these in real life, looking pretty neat.
Impressive! I knew I saw potential in you.
Ah, there you are. Welcome to the Academy.
What's up? It's not the first time my art's been torn to shreds.
Greetings. Dishonesty has no place at the Academy.
Hey there! Enough water! They're already hydrated!
My star student.
Error.
What the hell have we gotten ourselves into?
Things have a funny way of coming around full circle in indie games, where Flashback 2 is the sequel to a game from 1992, with the original being one of the highlights of the cinematic platformer genre, so I guess someone thought that the time is right to bring this back, so let's see how modern this can get.
Okay, wake up in the morning to the clear blue sky. Turn up the music when I hop in the ride. The windows down, let the whole world see. Ain't nobody rock it like little old me. I'm the bomb and about to blow up.
Now, this trailer was a masterclass in trolling, since Goat Simulator 3 was announced with an introduction that was more or less a shot-for-shot recreation of the Dead Island 2 trailer from 2014, giving and then crushing hopes of that game being made, where in typical Goat Simulator fashion, they have skipped Goat Simulator 2, with more wacky physics mayhem to be expected from this title.
I ain't chasing nothing, you gon' have to catch me. And if you wanna taste, you gon' have to pay a fee. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I'm the bomb.
We did get a little segment from Asobu as well, a team that helps support Japanese indie developers in getting their games out to events like this and to a Western audience, with Goodbye World being the title of interest. A pixel art narrative adventure game about the harsh realities of being an indie game developer, and with a title like that, might touch upon some darker themes.
Good morning, Highwater dwellers. Highwater Pirate Radio keeping you in the know with our flow. Alphaville authorities continue to deny false rumors that Alphaville elites are planning to evacuate to Mars. True or not, the one thing we can't deny is that the world ended on a sunny day.
While I do like this trailer for Highwater, it does leave out one very critical component in that you're unable to tell what kind of game this is from the trailer alone, so do always include some gameplay footage, where this is actually a linear, turn-based tactical RPG set in a flooded, post-apocalyptic world, so I'll be waiting for more details on this.
The wave was coming, but the sky was clear. I let it wash over me. Swept away, swept away, swept away without fear. Swept away, swept away, swept away without fear. The world ended on a sunny day. Boys and girls surfing in the bay.
A smaller game that showed up during Day of the Devs is How to Say Goodbye, a pleasant looking game about sliding tiles around 10 million style, but from an isometric angle, about helping a bunch of spirits reach the other side. The super pleasant looking NAIAD did get a showcase as well, where I've mentioned this relaxing exploration title before, where you play as a water nymph going through waterways and interacting with flora and fauna, looking absolutely delightful.
We're called neons. Sinners plucked from hell to do God's dirty work. But I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven.
We did also get a release date confirmation for Neon White, which is very soon indeed, where this is a first-person shooter with deck-building elements, coming to us from Ben Esposito and team, best known for Donut County, so I'm definitely interested in this.
10 days here. New day, new mission from Almighty.
You think you can win me over by showering me with gifts? Good thinking.
Planet of Lana was another highlight from Day of the Devs, being an amazing looking side-scrolling adventure platformer similar to Limbo or Inside, so I'll leave you to the developer.
Hello, my name is Adam Stjernljus and I'm the creative director at Wishfully. We're a small indie game studio in Sweden making the sci-fi puzzle adventure Planet of Lana. In our game you play a young girl called Lana, who is forced out on a mission to save her sister that has been taken away by an invading robot army. Early on in the game, Lana meets the mystical creature Mui. You quickly develop a strong bond and friendship to Mui, and she proves to be both intelligent and loyal. Being her own personality, Mui also has things that she's afraid of. But being small and agile also has its advantages. For example, being able to reach places that you can't. She also has this special ability she can use to control some of the strange creatures of this planet. Together, you have to make it through both the harsh and beautiful environments of Novo. Past dangerous robots, through deep and cold caves, unraveling long-forgotten mysteries that all lead to your destined future. Planet of Lana is really a labor of love, and we're very excited here at Wishfully to bring you what we believe is a truly unique adventure. And beyond the companion-based puzzle solving and hand-painted art style, you will experience an engaging story with twists and turns that hopefully will stay with you long after the credits have rolled.
Roots of Pacha has shown up on my list of upcoming games like Stardew Valley, being a prehistoric farming and life sim game which looks great, with a 2022 release window as well. If there was a running theme for the Summer Game Fest presentations, is that there are a whole bunch of space horror titles in the works, so I did not make much of routine at first, but in digging a little deeper, this title is certainly of interest. Apparently, this was announced at Gamescom 2012, so yes, that's almost 10 years ago, with the team having basically scrapped everything and restarted during that period, with this latest trailer including current gameplay capture, looking fantastically made and has potential. I also mentioned SCHiM before, and it continues to impress, a 3D platformer from an isometric view where you play as a shadow creature hopping from one shadow to the next, looking awesome visually as well. I'll admit, I was not impressed with Skate's story when I first came across it quite a while back, but then as the details of this game began to crystallize, I began to see the appeal. The pitch goes, you play as a demon made out of glass and pain on a quest to escape the underworld by skating to the moon and swallowing it whole. So how's that for a unique setup? The skating looks neat despite me not really being a skateboarding game person, but everything else makes me very curious about this. Going back to State of Play, we did get another look at Stray, a third-person exploration adventure game where you play as a cat in a cyberpunk city, looking absolutely fantastic. Day of the Devs opened with Time Flies, a cleverly named game where you play as a fly, which, as you may know, does have quite a limited lifespan, so you do have to make the most of it while checking off a bucket list of sorts, and is a good reminder for all of us as well. Another game that is releasing very soon is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, the pixel art beat-em-up which looks absolutely fantastic, announcing their latest playable character in Casey Jones, which was no surprise at all. More interestingly, they have added 6-player co-op support for some reason, with absolutely fantastic, chaotic looking action, so fingers crossed this will be great.
In the year 2030, a new blood sport grips the globe. And in the arena, there will only be the victorious and the dead.
Let's kick off the top 5 with Roller Drome, a not-so-indie title since developer Roll7 is actually quite a large setup and is being published by Private Division, which is the quote-unquote indie publishing arm of Take-Two, the parent company of Rockstar and 2K, but it looks like one of the more unique ideas in quite a while and deserves a special mention. It is basically roller derby with guns, where I'm very curious as to how this plays with a fantastic comic book look as well.
The world is watching in Roller Drome.
I've been looking forward to Bear and Breakfast for a very long time, so I was excited when it got a release date, where it is a fantastic hand-drawn management sim where you play as a bear running a bed and breakfast. You need to ensure that your guests have their needs fulfilled, renovating and cooking food for them, but there is something sinister lurking in the woods and a mystery to uncover. But I really love the art style, which reminds me of old school Cartoon Network. A fantastic looking title is Little Nemo and the Guardians of Slumberland, where you're exploring a world of dreams as a little boy with quite an interesting lineage as well. The original Little Nemo in Slumberland was a comic strip from 1905, turned into a Japanese animated film in 1989, having a NES game made by Capcom in 1990, where there somehow is 2 indie games using the same IP, Little Nemo and the Nightmare Fiends that was kickstarted last year, and this game which is currently on Kickstarter. It must be the case of the IP expiring and being released to public domain, where instead of the linear action platformer like the NES game, the developers have turned this into a full-on Metroidvania. Different sets of pajamas will grant you different abilities, with there being a bunch of toys that act as weapons and unlock new areas as well, with some of the best art that I have seen, so please check out the campaign and support if interested. For the sake of brevity, I've skipped past the fantastic animated introduction to Cult of the Lamb, which you really should watch, but this is a fantastic looking action roguelite with meta progression in forming your own cult. It comes to us from developer Massive Monster, who made The Adventure Pals and Never Give Up, so I do have confidence that this will be great when it releases in August.
Once upon a time, there was a plucky squire named Jot. Jot roamed the land in search of adventure, battling beasts, helping the helpless, and generally being very...
Personally, the highlight for day 1 for me is The Plucky Squire, an amazing looking Zelda-style action-adventure game but with a twist, teasing a Punch-Out-like segment and more interestingly, 3D platformer elements, looking like the Link's Awakening remake, so Devolver has nailed it once again, taking the number 1 spot. For more action-adventure games, watch these videos and I will see you after the jump.